My thing is make it it's a professional league. It's a professional league. You dealing with millions and millions and billions of dollars.
So you think we should just scrap collegiate athletics? We should just stop pretending.
We should stop pretending.
Hello there, everyone. Craig Melvin here, and welcome to Glass Half Full. They're great players. Then there are great forces. I would contend Carmelo Anthony, a bit of both. 10-time NBA All-Star, 4-time Olympic medalist. Oh, by the way, recently inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame.
Thank you for believing in me.
It's fascinating when you talk to Melo about how it started and how it's going. Melo, if you were a betting man, you probably wouldn't have bet on the outcome. Grows up on the streets of Baltimore, dad dies when he's 2, sees family members die as well. And then what does this guy go into? Well, he becomes one of the greatest to ever play the game, and now he's started a new career. He's trying to become one of the greatest to ever talk about the game, too. And we dug into all of it. I hope you enjoy this conversation. All right, Carmelo Anthony, we like to start every show with a toast. I've got my half glass full of bourbon here. What would you like to toast to kick off this conversation? What is Carmelo Anthony celebrating right now?
Well, I'm back home in Baltimore, man. So, we about to start opening the doors of the Free Pratt Library, Enoch Pratt Library. So the House of Mello is here. So that's what we toasted to.
Cheers to the House of Mello.
Cheers, brother.
Are you a glass half full or glass half empty kind of guy?
I'm a glass half empty guy. Like it's in a sense. It's in some situations. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm a glass is half full, man. I'm gonna be. But then it's sometimes like you just know things happen and you just know so you prepare for the worst, So I have a saying that I prepare for war in a time of peace. Right. And that allows me to navigate a lot of things that I deal with.
I love that you're back in Baltimore. I love that you're back where it all started. A lot of folks, they achieve the success that you've achieved and they move to LA or they stay in New York or they go overseas, not you. Why?
This is what I know. Like Baltimore is what I know, is what I feel, is what I grew up in this, and I'm a big part of helping the city of Baltimore kind of rise and get back to that feeling of being Renaissance, right? In history and in culture. So for me to grow up in that and be a part of that, it's only right for me to be here, man. I've traveled the world. I've been all over the world to the best places in the world and the biggest markets in the world. But it's just something about Baltimore City, and it brings you back. And sometimes that's a good thing, and it's a bad thing, right? Some people, you love it so much that you don't want to leave. So that could be a good thing and a bad thing.
It is interesting how no matter what you accomplish in life, there is always this draw to your hometown. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, and every time I go home, I'm like, I've been a lot of places, I've done a lot of things, but it just sits right with your spirit,
There's no place like home. I would say that. And as I got older, I start to appreciate that a lot more. When people just say, man, there's no place like home, man, you gonna understand this when you get older. When you're younger, you're not trying to hear that. I'm trying to get about it. But now coming back, as you have you mature, you have a different perspective on life and perspective on just the way of life, right? And I realized, man, like I said, I've been everywhere around the world. Like I want to start bringing that energy and that attention back to Baltimore City.
Yeah, Baltimore needs you. So on this podcast, we like to talk about the moments that have shaped us and molded us personally, professionally. Is there a moment that you can look back to and you can say, you know what? That's when it really changed for me, for good or for bad?
I think the beginning of that, when that changed for me, was leaving Baltimore my senior year in high school and going to Oak Hill down in Mount Wilson, Virginia. That was a turning point for me from a standpoint of my focus, my commitment to just me into the game and to what my goals and what I'm trying to accomplish at that point. So that was one turning point for me. I thought it was bad going from Baltimore to Oak Hill. I'm like, I'm not going to Mount Wilson, Virginia. But then when you get there, you realize like what this basketball program is really about. It's a powerhouse, and it's really about basketball and developing. So that changed my life. And then as I got throughout my career, it was more, the experiences that I was dealing with, and just season after season or day out, day in, day out. And that right there allowed me to reflect, sit back, put things into perspective, and really take control of just my life and my career at that point in time.
What about the losses early in life that you experienced? Did those? I mean, I would imagine those affected you. The loss of your father when you were young, the loss of your cousin as well when you were young. Did those things? Well, how did those things affect you and shape you? Because I'm sure they did.
Well, it's twofold. It those things hurt. Anytime you lose a loved one, somebody that's close to you, you're going to deal with that grief, but you don't know when the grief is coming back. You don't know when you're going to deal with the grief. You don't know how it's going to show up until you get older. You start working on how to deal and handle with that type of grief. But yes, losing my cousin, losing my dad, losing friends in my neighborhood, losing other family members, it was like everything just came crashing down on me at one time as a young kid. And it's hard to navigate, that mindset and that mentality. And the only thing I knew because of growing up in Baltimore is like, you got to keep pushing, you keep going. Like, no, people die every day. And it's like, whoa, that's a crazy mentality to have, but you become immune to that, in death, in a sense. We started becoming immune to
Yeah.
people dying and death and losing people and waking up one day and somebody's not here. So life just goes on and that river just keeps on flowing.
I've said before that I think you can be shaped just as much by negative experiences and negative examples. You can be shaped even more positively because of some of those, if that makes any sense.
Man, and that makes a lot of sense. Is absolutely. It's all of those are life experiences, right? And what we have to go through is part of life. We're gonna lose people, and we're gonna see kids being raised. We're gonna raise the youth, and it's a cycle that happens. So when you understand that part of it, you're able to navigate through the losses a lot differently. But when you're 13, when you're 12, 13, 14, you don't know how to navigate those. And life is coming at you so fast that you have to, yes, I lost my dad, I lost my cousin, I lost my friend, but now the next day is here, right? And you see everybody moving in that way. And it's again, you look back and like, man, it's sad. It's sad when you
Yeah,
lose somebody and people tell you, man, get over it and keep on moving and
keep
life
going.
goes on. And those are the hardest words you can hear at that point in time. Life goes on.
That's why when I watched and listened to that Hall of Fame induction speech, and you gave a shout out to Dad, your angel.
To my father, you were a poet, an activist, a fighter. You taught me without even knowing that words matter, that vision matters. Even in your absence, you gave me strength.
So I was just, I don't tear up too much, but I was like, that's because it's one thing to lose your father later in life,
Yes,
but when you lose your father at 2,
yes.
and you're growing up on the streets of Baltimore, and like, statistically, this should have gone another way. But the opposite happens, and then he got his flowers in your speech.
It was a beautiful moment for me. It was a full circle moment. Recognizing my dad, it's something that I haven't done throughout the course of my career. I always kept that like internal and always kept that amongst family and those stories. And always, because I didn't have them throughout my life and throughout my career and losing them at an early age, I always wanted to garner up as much information about them. And so I went on this path of like discovery of trying to figure out, who I am as a man and then as a person and as an individual and how I think and why I think the way I think and operate the way I operate. It's you realize, man, it's something deeper and it's something bigger. And a lot of that comes from just my dad's will, his fight. He was a revolutionary. He understood what was going on. He understood, the marketplace. He understood the politics. He understood what was going on, and also he was fighting a greater fight, um, which was fighting for Puerto Rico, right? So when you older and you start to understand and realize all of that information, and you mirror that with my own self, then it's like, okay, this is my calling. This is what I'm meant to do.
Let's go back to basketball here for a moment and go take me from Baltimore to how Carmelo Anthony ended up at Syracuse.
Wow. So I was always a Big East fan. I love the Big East. I love St. John's was like my school, like growing up in New York. When I was in Red Hook, my family, uncles, like all the males in my family, they was St. John's. You walk in the projects, it's St. John banners, it's Lou Carnesecca sweaters. It's like it's
Yeah,
everything that's going on.
yeah, I
And
remember.
and as I'm going to Oak Hill, Syracuse is recruiting me, and I'm like, man, listen, I'm committing. I need a birthday present. I know nobody was gonna give me a birthday present on my birthday. So I'm like, I'm gonna give myself a birthday present and I'm gonna commit to Syracuse. A staple coach in Coach Bay. I'm Hall of Fame coach. Syracuse, that orange, like it's just it hits different. The Carrier Dome hits different. The rivalries, Syracuse, Georgetown at the time. It was I wanted to be a part of something that was greater.
And we do 1 year at Syracuse, and it ends up being the best year still in the history of Syracuse basketball. Had you not won that national championship your freshman year, do you think you would have gone back, or were you going to go to the league no matter what?
The league never was in my like in my vision at that point in time because
Oh,
and
come
I'm
on.
gonna be honest with you. Like I told Bayham that I was coming back to school, and he looked at me like, "Listen, you better get off. You better get off my campus. Like I better not see you on my campus again." And he said something to me that was special. He said that stuck with me. He said, "Melo, from a basketball standpoint, you've done in 1 year what thousands and thousands of athletes try to accomplish." And when he said that, I said, you know what? I didn't did it. I didn't accomplish what we set to come to college to accomplish.
Yeah.
And when it comes to basketball and the sport, I've done it my first time at bat. So you know what, Coach? I'm gonna give you your wish and get up off this campus. But I did tell him, Coach, if we listen, I know we're going to fight. We lose, I'm coming back. And I was going to come back to school if we'd have lost.
A lot of Syracuse fans are going to hear this, and Jim Boeheim is beloved, but they're going to be like, "Damn that Jim Boeheim! He cost us back-to-back championships."
He was right though, man. He was
Yeah, he
right. He was
was.
right.
He's especially when you look at the college game now, and you can't get a kid to stay on campus a season if the kid doesn't even like play in 5 full games. He's ready to hit the portal. It's a Let me get your take on that. Like, I read an article about the head coach at Siena now, who's basically telling these recruits, "Hey, I get the game. Come here for 2 years. Just come for 2 years, and I'll help you get wherever you want to go." Like that just, I don't know. It doesn't seem right to me. But you've got a different perspective.
We have to adapt. And I think we are in the phase of adapting to how we consume sports, how we consume basketball. This younger generation is in part of a system that, if you don't like it, go try something else. And the freedom of movement is what we're seeing. And it's to me, it's too much freedom of movement. I think it needs to kind of be tightened up a lot more. I think it needs to be decided, hey, we're going to handle this like a professional league. And because that's what it's coming down to. And it's not going to be until they decide, the powers that be, to say, hey, okay, we're going to handle this like a professional league, when that's going to take 5 to 7 years, 10 years
Yeah.
to figure that out. Right now, we're losing opportunities to gain the university pride, the fandom, right? And
Yes.
these universities back in the day, you got a chance to see a freshman. walk with the freshmen throughout 3-4 years and see the
Yes.
process and see the journey and see the development. We can't see the development no more. And, and
Nope.
and that's the sad part. We don't see the development of these guys. And they move around, they 3-4 schools, and it's money driven, and as much as we fought for wanting, athletes to get paid, and you look at the O'Bannon brothers who've been fighting this fight for a long, long time
Yeah.
since the 90s, and to finally get it to where we're at right now, I just think it's too loose. It's like the Wild West out there,
It
and
is.
we have to actually tighten this up, or it's gonna continue getting worse and worse. My thing is make it it's a professional league. It's a professional league. You dealing with millions and millions and billions of dollars. You,
So you think we should just scrap collegiate athletics? We should just stop pretending
We should
that
we should
this is
stop pretending. I think we should stop pretending that this is not uh, a professional style league. I think we're holding on to the educational aspect of it, which we should, and which I totally agree. But it's going to come a point in time over the next years that we're going to have to make a decision. It's going to
yeah.
split. It's going to be education and it's going to be sports. And
Yeah.
so it's coming. And I just want people to kind of embrace themselves for that, because it's happening, man, and it's happening at a rapid rate. And schools got to figure it out on the fly. Schools got to
Yep.
adapt. You have to recruit, more often than before. So it's a lot that we have to overcome. But we wanted what we wanted and we got it, right? So we wanted the athletes to get paid and the student athletes to get paid NIL, and it's here.
And now some are wondering whether we may have overcorrected. So you win your championship at Syracuse. You become the most beloved Orangeman to ever play at Syracuse, and then you go out to Denver.
Yes.
And what I've always found interesting, yeah, Nuggets. Alex English is a dear friend.
Love
Growing
Alex.
up in Columbia, South Carolina, like Alex English was our Michael Jordan, and until Carmelo came along, of course. And so you've got Denver that claims you, but then you've got New York that claims you. Who do you claim? Like if you had to claim, and I would assume it would be New York, because that's where you spent a lot of time. But am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I look at it like this. They all play pivotal parts of the Nuggets, the Denver situation. Everybody has they own perspective on that situation. With me, my perspective on that is, I was drafted to Denver. We changed the colors of that organization. We changed the skyline of that
It's true.
city. We built so much. Denver became one of the fastest growing cities in my span while I was there. And it's one of the top cities in the country, right? So when you talk about all of those things, right? And now you bring in a basketball team where it's a football dominated city. It's a Broncos town, it's an Avalanche town. And you bring in the Denver Nuggets was like the third or fourth kind of professional team there. We was behind the Rockies when I came. We was a fourth team in Denver. So to go through that and build that community with that city, to spend 7.5 years there, to win, to go to the Western Conference Finals, to create that camaraderie that we did in the city, I have to take my hat off. I will always be kind of indebted to the city of Denver. As I got to New York now, I'm older, I'm mature, I have a different perspective. I'm reflecting differently. Uh, Things that I'm into is a lot different. How I see things is a lot different, right? The advice I'm getting is a lot different. I'm in New York. This is the greatest city in the world. Like
It's
I'm
the
here,
center of
I'm
the
here,
universe.
I'm here representing the greatest city in the world. So who wouldn't want that aspect of it?
The first time I interviewed you was 2016 in Rio at the Olympics. We chatted a little bit about what was going to be the next chapter in terms of business and broadcasting. I'll come back to that in a second.
Yes.
But I distinctly remember being struck by how proud you were to be representing Team USA.
My statement is getting up on that stand and bowing my head and putting that gold medal around my neck.
In my mind, I was like, okay, well, I mean, at that point, you'd already been to probably 7 All-Star games, and you've been a scoring champion. You've done all this, like you were already a guaranteed Hall of Famer. You took such pride in playing for Team USA. Why?
It's different. It's
Even
not.
for a guy like you.
Yes, it's totally different because now instead of me having to wear the white hat for 82 games for a season, like you have to be the man. 82 games. You have to perform at a high level for 82 games, and some nights it's not going to go your way, and some nights it will. But you perform on a USA team. You're with the best players in the world, right? So if you're smart as one of the best players in the world, I'm just going to figure out what I bring to this team as being part of the best players in the world. So I figured out what I brought to the team, but it was also a situation where I just love the game of basketball. Like it's fun to me, right? And again, we talk about perspective and reflecting back on just what that means to participate in the World Championship or Olympics. We watch it. We watch the Olympics. We see the excitement. We watch these other sports in the Olympics. It's exciting. Fans, you see the fandom. And when you're out there, you feel that as a player. So I
Yeah.
always felt like, man, I always want to play on Team USA. Like I've been part of Team USA since 2002. I played on the 18 and under,
I know.
junior nationals, right? So I've been part of that Team USA program from '02 all the way to 2016, right? That's a long, long time to be representing your country in one sport. So again, it comes back to perspective for me. I always felt like it was a pride thing. And then you playing alongside LeBron, Kobe, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, like you playing,
Right.
alongside the greats. Man, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna wear this Team USA uniform proudly.
You did well. I'm checking my notes here because it says your son, Kyan, he's a freshman basketball player at, what do you know, Syracuse. Did you give the boy an option? Did you? Then don't lie. Don't lie. Was it like, Dad, I'm considering these schools, or was it like, son, here's the paperwork to Syracuse. You sign here.
No, you know what? I think my experience of and my knowledge of how this works, right? Recruiting and going on visits, and because I've been there, I've done it. I was the number one guy in the country who had to deal with these type of things. So I wanted him. My message to him was, I want you to enjoy this recruiting process. Just enjoy it. Like I take the visits, go on the visits you want to go on, enjoy it. I don't want to try to convince you to go to Cuse. I'm not, listen, I'm going to be your dad, and I need you. You're 18 years old. I need you to start making some decisions that, again, you're going to have to be a part of this for the rest of your life. I have I'm a part of the Syracuse from a different standpoint. I've created that. I've built that. Now you have to build whatever your situation is going to be. Now, if it's going to be USC, Ohio State, one of these other schools, you have to be ready to deal with this for the rest of your life. You have to represent this for the rest of your life. And I left it at that. I
Yeah.
promise you, I didn't say nothing else. I didn't say nothing else.
But
We went
it
to
might have been
we
the way
went to,
you said it. It might have
no,
been the way you said it.
and that's why I want to come back to that, because that almost kicked me in the behind at the end, because I would say my passiveness of like, hey man, I need you to make a decision. Like I want you to enjoy this. And as he's going on these visits, he's enjoying the visits. We go to Florida State, he's like, Dad, Florida State. Then we go to USC, he's like, Dad, USC. Then he's like, hey, I want to go visit Auburn. I want to visit Ohio State. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, what about Cuse? Like, what are we doing here with Cuse? So we go to USC, the last visit. And again, I'm just like in the background, I'm like a fly on the wall. I'm just listening. And we leave the visit, and he's like, Dad, I understand. I want to go to Cuse. And I was like, really? He's like, yes, I want to go because I understand that it's greater than me. It's greater than you. Like what we have here
Wow.
is special. And what you created here is special. So for me to be a part of that, and again, as a 17, 18-year-old kid coming to you, having that conversation with you, Like I ran to the back, like, oh yeah, like we going to Q's, baby.
Oh, it's a great story. That's a good. It sounds like even at 18 years old, he understood and appreciated the legacy that had been created at Syracuse. You co-parent, and there are a lot of folks who are listening to this and watching right now who co-parent. Um, People who may not have had perhaps the sort of public split. What would you say to those folks who are navigating something like that?
It can still work. It's still an effort. It's still, participation. It's still communication. You still have to talk. We still got to raise a young man. So, you still have to have those kind of lines of communication open when it comes to just doing what's best for the kid. And I would say communicating for sure. And sometimes that can be it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Communicating is easier said than done, but it has to be a full-on effort from both sides.
You think you'll get married again? Do you think you'll?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I've done it, man. I've tried it 16 years. Like I've done it at the highest level. I'm not against it. I support it. I'm all for it. I love to see people, kind of go through that ceremony.
You said I support it like it's a proposition on a ballot.
No, I support it. I just, mean it like I'm not, if somebody come to me saying, hey, man, should I do this? I'm like, hell yeah, do it. Like, it's fun. It's like, enjoy it. But from my experience, what I want to go through that again, I don't know. I don't know at this point in time that I have I would say the real estate to actually commit to that and deal with that.
There's a little segment that we call Craig's Curiosities.
Yes.
What's the single best part about attending a Bad Bunny concert?
Oh, you standing up the whole time. You dancing.
If you had to switch lives with any athlete, any sport, for 24 hours, who would it be and why?
Any athlete for 24 hours. Whew. It would probably be Muhammad Ali. Like I would switch lives with Muhammad Ali because I would want to know what it was like to walk in those shoes.
And also, what it was like to be vilified
Yes.
for the better part of a decade and some change, and then all of a sudden have the world embrace you as well and pretend as if that never happened.
Perspective, right? People have perspective, and people see the journeys and they see the careers, and then once it's over, you have a chance to reflect back on it and judge the overall career. So, what Muhammad stood for. Like I would love to just walk in those shoes and be a part of those conversations that he was a part of, and the knowledge that he was a part of, and the wisdom. Like that's what I would love to switch lives with him.
If you had a theme song that played every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
Change is going to come, Sam Cooke.
Is it though? Is it going to come? Or does the pendulum just swing back and forth?
The pendulum sometimes swing back and forth, but it's changing from side to side. It's changing.
We usually like to give our guests an opportunity to promote a product or a cause. And I was looking at my notes. If we did that with you, we'd have to carve out another 10 minutes. You have your hands, you're in wine, you're in cannabis. Walk me through just the Carmelo Anthony business portfolio as we sit here right now, knowing full well this could change in 3 days.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to divide the portfolio. I try to, it's I love doing things, especially in business, that I love to do. I don't do things that I don't love to do. And that alleviates a lot of things. That alleviates a lot of business opportunities. Sometimes it be big opportunities, but I don't love to do it, and I pass up on it. So I love wine. I've created a wine business. It's not just one wine. We have 9 SKUs right now, all from France to Napa. We working in South Africa, working in Australia. So we building a real beverage company, and not just a singular wine. The cannabis is, that part of it is more of a wellness component. right? It's when in doubt, stay mellow. How do you remain calm in the midst of chaos? How do you relax? How do you wake up? How do you go about your day? Right? Teaching you what to consume, how to consume, when to consume. So it's educational too, right? Building a community and all-inclusive community where we could talk about health issue, mental health issues. We could talk about, we have real male men conversations, right? We could sit there and we could smoke and talk and drink some of your bourbon over there, Craig. Like this is what I'm actually trying to create when it comes to that. My media company, right? And now, being a part of, NBC family, like building that and taking advantage of that and having 7 p.m. as, I can have 7 p.m. and I still could do NBC. Like these are completely two different worlds. So man, I just try to take advantage of all of these things. Man, I have my lifestyle brand, my Stay Mellow lifestyle brand that we're in China right now. And we just build them. I just like to have fun, man. I'm getting into farming and trying to buy a farm. And like I want to I want to have my own honey. I want to have grow my own fruits. And these are the things that I love to do.
You are the definition of a Renaissance man. I got to ask you, is being a sports broadcaster what you thought it would be? Because we talked about this back in Rio. You won't remember
we
this.
did. We did. I do remember.
Is it what you thought it would be?
It's fun. I would say that it is.
Okay.
It's not what I thought it would be because at that point in time when I spoke to you about that, I was in a different mindset. I was still an active player, right? So like, man, I don't want to. I'm not sitting on that desk and talking about like I'm not doing that. And then as you go, man, it's like the game needs me in the sense of my knowledge and my experience and what I can give back and lending my voice back to the game and to this younger generation. There was one point in time after I retired, I'm like, man, I don't want to deal with basketball. I don't want nothing to do. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to speak about it. And I had to get out of that phase. And now I'm enjoying it, man. It's fun, having a job. Like I got a job now. I'm going to work and checking in with my, I'm punching in on the clock. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. You get it. This is an opportunity for me to build a whole new team together with
Yeah.
those guys and Maria. So it's something new. I think for me, being the fact that this is the beginning of something new, NBC, NBA on NBC for the next 10, 11 years, like we get a chance to build this from the ground up.
2 questions for the road, Carmelo. What's one moment Carmelo Anthony is still chasing?
My son, I'm gonna say this. My son, whenever his time comes to go shake Adam Silver's hand, like that's what we're chasing.
Where do you want him to play?
Where?
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be crazy if Denver is back in the fold. Like if you talking about cycles and things come back. But I don't know, man. At this point, I want him to be there, and whatever situation is the situation, and whatever's the best situation for you at that time when you decide, like that's where I want you at. I mean, it's no bad situation, when it comes to just being a part of the NBA family. Now, there's bad teams. I'm not gonna say there's not bad teams. There's a lot of bad teams.
There are.
There's
Yes,
a lot
there
of
are.
bad teams. But at that point, the goal is to get there, be comfortable, and start working on your development at that point.
Have you ever objectively stepped back? I just lied, by the way. I've got 2 more questions.
You all good.
Have you stepped back to think about? I mean, there have been other. Del Curry comes to mind.
Yes.
Del. I mean, Steph. Steph Curry. LeBron's got a son in the league right now, obviously. But how crazy it would be to have an NBA Hall of Famer, to have his son, who, oh, by the way, played at his alma mater, go on to the, like, that's, I don't think it's ever been done. I don't think that's ever been done.
I mean, I haven't even thought about that. I mean, until you just said that, I don't think it have been done. And again, doing it the right way. Like it's just about taking your time and really understanding. The NBA is not going anywhere. The
No.
money is not going
No.
anywhere, right? It's like how can we develop? How can we get better? How can we strengthen the IQ? How can we strengthen the intellect of the game? You're gonna get better. You're gonna get stronger. You're gonna skillful. Those things is gonna come. But how do we prepare ourselves for what's to come once you step foot into that NBA?
Anything I didn't ask you about that you want to talk about?
Nah, this was great, Craig.
I'm going to send you a bill for this therapy session.
I got you, brother. Whenever you need, anytime.
I enjoyed this. Mello, congratulations on all the things, okay?
I appreciate you, Craig. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
I so enjoyed that conversation, especially his perspective on the potential of being the father of a future NBA great and how proud he is of his city of Baltimore. Well, that's going to do it. And for those of you who listen regularly, you know this is where I thank the corporate overlords for the opportunity to have these extended conversations. In exchange for that, I encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. Is it share? They're nodding in agreement. Yes, share. Oh, and you can comment as well if you'd like. Apparently, if you comment, that goes a long way with the algorithm. All right, well, that's it for this episode of Glass Half Full. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.